Okay, good evening everyone, and welcome to subscriber only live readings with myself, Lady Moonlight, and of course Rio in the background. Hello everyone that's joining in. So for non-subscribers, this is subscriber only readings. So everyone can see the live, but only subscribers can comment and get readings tonight. So I'm just waiting on a couple of subscribers joining me, and then we'll get started with some readings. So welcome in everyone, and you're more than welcome to watch all the readings tonight from subscribers. Hello Bluebell, how are you? Let's put Bluebell's name down for reading tonight. So we've got your name on the list already. Yay. Lovely to see you. I'm doing good today. I hope you are doing well as well. Lovely to see you on the live again. Now give me 2 seconds because I'm just going to and there's Susan. Hello Susan. And we've got Eve. So we've got Susan and Eve coming in as well. Yay. Right, let's put Susan's name down and Eve's name down as well. Hello everyone. Okay, so already we have got Bluebell, Susan and Eve on the list. Welcome to subscriber only readings. Thank you, Susan. You are a star. You read my mind. You know me too well. I was just about to say, are you going to, can you send out a little message to subscribers, chat, just to let them know we are live. But you've beat me to it. Susan has beat me to it tonight. Okay, so what cards have we got tonight? We have got Magic Unicorns. And we have also got Angel Healing. I felt that the world could do with a little bit of healing today, so we've got the Angel Healing cards as well. Hello, Diane. Yay, Diane is in the room. Hello, Loretta. So we've got Diane and Loretta coming in as well. So let's write their names down. So we've got Diane and Loretta. Yay. Now, if any of you ladies have to leave before your card gets read out, please let me know what 2 cards you want, and when I get to your name, I will read out your 2 cards. Okay. Yay. Okay. Yay. See you all. Yay. Thank you for the share, Susan. Okay. So for those that are watching that are not subscribers, it is subscriber only live tonight. So unless you're a subscriber, it's only subscribers that will receive a reading tonight and who will be able to comment on tonight's live as well. But non-subscribers that are watching are more than welcome to just watch and see what we do on a Saturday evening for our subscribers. All right, so without further ado, just for Susan's benefit, Susan, I do have Chloe's name down tonight as well. She just came in at the end of yesterday's live readings, but she didn't manage to get her card. So I've put Chloe in brackets just in case she comes in. So if we keep an eye out for Chloe, who might come in tomorrow, tonight. But so far we've got Bluebell, Susan, Eve, Diane, Loretta and Kinga. I love Kinga. It's a beautiful name. Beautiful name. Okay, so let's start with Bluebell. Bluebell, what 2 cards would you like? Healing Angels. Hello, Joe, and welcome. Okay, Healing Angels is. Lovely to see so many people coming in. Let's do the Healing Angels. So we got Healing Angels and we've got Unicorn cards today. And we've got Unicorn cards today. Chilled out Saturday so far. Lovely to see so many people coming in. The good thing about being subscribers means that every Saturday we do subscribers readings. Just for our subscribers. This is their day when they can come along and get a free reading. All right. So let's, what are you squeaking at? Stop the squeaking. Thank you. Honestly. Right. Let's pick 2 cards for Bluebell. Let's pick 2 cards for Bluebell. So your first card is books. And your second card, so your first card is books. And your second card is a past issue. So I'm going to start with the past issue because that's the one that I'm being drawn to start with for you. So what is past issue and why does past issue come up in a reading? The situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you to remember, release, learn and heal from your past experiences. Now, last Wednesday, was it Wednesday? No, Thursday, we did a past life regression healing meditation, which I think everybody found really, really useful. That meditation is now available on my Lady Moonlight YouTube channel for anyone that wants to see that. So, what does it mean by past life issue? Now, what if we never had a past life? And this card. Now, what if we never had a past life? And this card in past anger, issues, etc. There could be a whole host of things that we hold from the past. And we kind of think about it, then we put it back of our mind, and then it keeps coming back again, and we keep shoving it at the back of the mind. But we never actually get rid of it, right? It just keeps regurgitating itself time and time and time again. And what happens is we then take it into the present and then we drag it along with us into the future. And that burden becomes heavier and heavier. Why? Because we're not supposed to drag it into the present or even the future. We're supposed to release it and leave it where it belongs, in the past. So how do we do that? One good way of doing that is asking our angels, our gods, goddesses, whoever we believe in, to help us to release it, to help us forget and to heal from it. Healing meditation can sometimes work, as can past life regression meditation, because sometimes we hold things from past life as well, even though we are reborn again into a different life. Our past life soul is still a part of us, and memories can come back in the form of deja vu. Life soul is still a part of us, and memories can come back in the form of deja vu. Life soul is still a part of us, and memories can come back in the form of deja vu. So every time we get a deja vu moment, that's a memory of something that we went through that probably wasn't. Every time we get a deja vu moment, that's a memory of something that we went through that probably wasn't very pleasant and we should have learned from. So we get a second chance to learn from it. So I always say, every time you get that deja vu type moment, pay attention. What is that deja vu trying to tell you? All right. Where did you go wrong at this precise time and this precise place? And how can you put it right in this lifetime? So we can ask our angels to help with that. And we can also write things down as they come back into our mind. And we can also write things down as they come back into our mind. So or we can bury the ashes in the ground. Get away. We can then move forward, knowing that we have firmly put the past where it belongs in the past. Firmly put the past where it belongs in the past. That leaves us pretty much free to go on to a better and hopefully happier future. Us pretty much free to go on to a better and hopefully happier future without all of that burden. Oh, thank you, Joe. I love having you all participating as well. This is what I love. We all join in. We are all one happy family. So your second card is books. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. I love this because books are everywhere. Oh, wow. Thank you for the daffodil. I love that. How beautiful is that? I love daffodils. They're my favourite, one of my favourite flowers along with roses. But this year, it's just lovely to see the daffies coming out. Reminds us that spring is on the way, although here in Scotland it is pretty chilly. So books, where does books fit in? And I love that moon. How beautiful is that moon? Thank you so much for the gifts. Where do books fit in? I use books every day. If I'm not reading them, I'm writing them. Every day. If I'm not reading them, I'm writing them. Dream journals, fantastic. You learn so much from your dreams. And if you're not logging them, you're missing out on valuable spiritual information. Not everybody keeps dream journals. So the dreams that we have are forgotten. They drift away in the hustle and bustle of life. That could be really important messages to help us on our life's path that we are just dismissing and letting them dissolve. We should be writing them down and paying attention to them. It's like writing the chapters of a book. If you journal on the Monday but then don't do any more journal until the Friday, you've got two fragments of dreams. But because you've not journaled Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, you've missed the middle chapters out. It's like picking up a book and reading chapter 1 and the last chapter. You know how the story starts and you know how it ends, but you don't know what happened in between. It's like our dreams. If we don't journal them every morning, we have the beginning and we have the end, but we don't have the middle. So we don't get the whole picture. So dream journals is just one book that you can write. Other books that you might write, thought journals, writing down your thoughts. And you might think, well, why on earth would I write down my thoughts? Some of your thoughts may be your very own thoughts, and some of your thoughts might actually be messages from Spirit. So how do you know the difference? Say you were doing a shopping list. So you start off your shopping list. Loaf of bread, pint of milk, packet of peas, mixed veg, yoghurt. Oh, and I've got to remember to phone my mum today. And a packet of crisps. Wait a minute. Where did I've got to phone my mum today come into my shopping list? Why did that come into my mind when I was in the middle of doing a shopping list? And chances are, the minute you think it, the phone rings and your mum phones. How does that work? Because Spirit can tap into our thoughts. So keeping a thought journal about all your thoughts that are important or the ones that you don't understand can be relevant in gathering information. Affirmations, daily affirmations, positive affirmations every day keeps our mind focused on positive things. So if you get distracted by positive people, positive thoughts, positive words, but we also get people coming in that gives us negatives. So if we're getting too bombarded by negatives, we can simply take out our affirmation book and read some positive information. So if somebody comes into our lives, for example, and says, you know, that job that you're going for, I don't think you should go for it. I think you should just leave it. Grab your positive affirmation. I am worthy. I am strong. I've got this. I can do this. That job is mine. Right? Turning any negative into a positive through your positive affirmations. You could even start small by just every day writing down 5 positive affirmations. As a Reiki master, I follow 5 daily positive affirmations. And they all start with just for today. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not anger. Just for today, I will count my many blessings. Just for today, I will do my work with honesty and integrity. Just for today, I will be kind and loving to all living things. Just for today. And I will be kind and loving to all living things. Just for today. And when you follow those affirmations, just for today, just for that day, every day becomes a positive day. Just for today, just for that day, every day becomes a positive day. But you have to stick with it. You can't just think, well, I'll just do affirmations today, but tomorrow I won't. They say it takes 21 times before something They say it takes 21 times before something becomes a routine. So if you're doing daily affirmations, it becomes a routine. So if you're doing daily affirmations for 21 days in a row, chances are your mind's already into that routine. And chances are you're going to be doing your daily affirmations probably every single day without even thinking about it. It will become a routine. It's the same with dream journaling, thought journaling, or any other type of journaling that we want to do. Reading books as well. Reading books, knowledge, right? I try to aim to learn one new thing every day to broaden my knowledge. And we can find so much knowledge in books, whether it's books online or whether it's paper books or hardback books. Doesn't really matter. Sometimes we can have audio books. I love audio books because I don't strain my eyes trying to read the print. So when books comes into your card reading, the books are saying it's time to either pick up a book and read it, gather more information, or maybe start journaling. And think of the time when we're not here, when we've moved on from this life and gone into spirit. What about our journals that we're not here, when we've moved on from this life and gone into spirit? What about our journals that we leave behind? The journals that we leave behind can be somebody else's survival guide. Journals that we leave behind can be somebody else's survival guide. Somebody else may have the same struggles as you once did, and finding your journals can help them to overcome any problems that they have. So journaling is a good idea that they have. So journaling is a good idea that they have. So journaling is a good idea. I hope that made sense to Bluebell. I'm just going to give my little parrot his shower because he's obviously wanting his shower. Right, obviously wanting his shower. Right. Settle down now that you've had your shower. Honestly, every time I go live, Rio wants... Settle down now that you've had your shower. Honestly, every time I go live, Rio wants a shower. Okay, that should hopefully settle him. All right. So, next one on the list is our Susan, unless we've got somebody else coming in. On the list is our Susan, unless we've got somebody else coming in. I know TikTok can be an absolute nuisance sometimes. All right. So Susan, what two cards would you like tonight? We've got Angel and we've got Unicorn. Like tonight. We've got Angel and we've got Unicorn. Right. Okay, let's do some Angel cards. Okay. So just shuffling these cards. Welcome in, everyone. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to stay anyway and listen to our readings. If you would like a reading tonight, you need to be a subscriber because this is subscriber only readings. Okay. Subscriber only readings. Okay. Oh, bless. I know Rio's a nuisance, honestly. He's usually quite quiet and settled, but tonight he's been a pain in the backside sometimes, aren't you? Just a real pain in the bum is our Rio. Yes. You're going to turn your back on me today. You've gone and a half now. All right. Susan, you've got the power animal and you've also got the crown chakra animal and you've also got the crown chakra. Ones. But we often forget we also have spirit guide animals as well. Animals can be wise as well. And we all have 7 spiritual guides on our journey. And we all have 7 spiritual guides on our journey, each one traveling their own direction around us. So we have traveling their own direction around us. So we have an animal that walks in front of us, protecting our path. One that walks behind us, watching our back. One that is on the left of us, our spiritual leader. One that is on the right, a healer. We also have one above us, one below us. We also have one above us, one below us. That's why sometimes it's important to make sure that you have you time, that quiet time where you can just turn everything off, relax, meditate and call in your animal guide. Good evening, everyone. Yay, good evening, Inez. Yay, we've got Inez coming in. Let's put Inez on the list. Okay, you are on the list. And we have Colette. Good evening, Colette. Let's put Colette on the list. Now, if your name is on the list and you have to go for any reason whatsoever, please let me know what cards you want. And when I get to your name, I can read your cards because this will be shared on to... Yeah, I've got Joe as well. I've got Joe Boxer. So I've got Susan, which I'm just doing just now, Eve, Diane, Loretta, Kinga, Joe, Inez, and Colette. I think we've got Colette. I think we've got changing your name. It doesn't really matter. A name's just a name. As long as you're here, that's the main thing. So going back to Susan's card, connecting with our spirit animals. We can do that through meditation. I have got so many spirit animal meditations on my YouTube channel, The Mystic Witch, and the Lady Moonlight channel as well. So we can just tap into one of those meditations, go into that sacred space, connect with our spirit animals, and our spirit animals will help us through any situation that we have. For example, I'm a healer. I heal using spiritual healing and Reiki healing. And I know that my inner animal is a snake. She's a yellowish type of, and I know that my inner animal is a snake. She's a yellowish type of a snake, power animal to help with healing. Or you can snake power animal to help with healing. Or you can, but they are a vital part of our learning and our spiritual journey. So whenever we find we need a little bit extra support or a little bit extra help, especially if you're an animal lover yourself, then call on your spirit animal, whoever that may be. using spirit animal cards can also connect you to your spirit animal. Spirit animal guides are just as powerful as any other spiritual guide that you may have. And considering we have 7 animals that have been walking with us since the day we were born, that's a pretty powerful army of animals helping us each day. Sad then to think that not everybody can hear their messages because they don't meditate, they don't can hear their messages because they don't meditate, they don't. Thank you for the roses. So your second card is the crown chakra. And the crown chakra says, pay attention to your ideas as they are messages from the divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. We often get thoughts just as thoughts. And we wonder, why did that thought come into my head? I don't understand why I'm thinking this way. Or I don't understand why that thought came into my head when I was doing something completely different. The reason is our human brain is electrical. Right? It has electrical currents running through it all of the time. Spirit energy can tap into that electrical current, that spiritual energy, and they can put thoughts into our minds. Bit like the shopping list. Doing the shopping list 1 minute and then all of a sudden, oh, I've got to phone my mum. Well, where did that come into play? Came into play because spirit are working through your crown chakra and into your thoughts and saying this is what you need to do. Right? You know, I used to always know when my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter, was sick or she was worried about something. Because I would always get that message in my thoughts. You need to contact Josie. You need to you need to get in touch with her because she needs you. And chances are, when I do get in touch with her, Gran, I was actually thinking about you. I was actually thinking about coming to see you, or I was going to call you because I need your help. So how did I know that before she even said I was going to come and see you or I was going to call you? Again, spirit can work with our crown chakra and give us messages. We can get those crown chakra messages through dreams as well. So keeping a dream journal can be very vital as well into receiving messages. So there is guides and angels trying to get messages to you through your crown messages. So there is guides and angels trying to get messages to you through your crown chakra. Once you get into that habit of journaling your thoughts and your dreams, you soon learn what is your own personal thought system and what is spirit thoughts. And once you've learned that, you open a whole new doorway into connecting with spirit and loved ones. Don't be so hard on yourself if you practice journaling. Don't be so hard on yourself if you practice journaling. Okay, so we're going to move on to Eve next. So we've got Eve, Diane, Loretta, Kinga, Joe, Inez, and Colette. So Eve, what 2 cards would you like? And Colette. So Eve, what 2 cards would you like? Okay. Okay. Shuffle these cards and we will do one of each. Alrighty. I'll tell you, it's really, really quiet here. Usually a Saturday night, you're always hearing people outdoors, or people going to the pub, or people just going from one house to another. It is deadly silent here, which is nice, especially when we're doing readings. Alrighty. Let's shuffle these cards. How has everybody's Saturday been? Mine has been pretty chilled. Oh, do you know what? TikTok. I don't know whether it's because there's probably a lot more people on TikTok on a Saturday night than there is any. I suppose it's a weekend. Everybody's on their phones or everybody's on TikTok. Whereas during the week, I dare say a lot of people have got like kids in their beds for school, and it's a lot less quieter because people are working the next day. I don't know. Hopefully, when the replay plays back and downloads onto YouTube, it won't be glitchy. I'm hoping so anyway. All right, but yeah, I found that TikTok's getting really glitchy in over the last wee while. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, it's the same with Facebook. Facebook's not the same as it used to be, and it's because Facebook owner basically decided to get a little bit greedy with Facebook. How many people that are on Facebook have noticed that they're not getting as many comments on their posts, especially their personal pages? Or they might not be getting a lot of comments on their groups. What Facebook bosses are doing is, especially for businesses, they want business to pay for advertising so that they can boost their pages. And those businesses for advertising so that they can boost their pages. And those businesses that don't pay for advertising don't get their business seen, which is wrong, especially for small businesses that are really struggling to keep afloat. They really, really do need social media to help boost them. And if Facebook or TikTok, etc., are holding that back, then it's going to affect their business, and all for a little bit of greed. Which is why I prefer TikTok, I have to say. And when you consider that Instagram is going the same way as Facebook, because Facebook now own Instagram. Whereas when they were both separate, Instagram was a little bit better than Facebook. And then, of course, TikTok is a little bit better than both Facebook and Instagram. But I've no doubt that in the future there will be another platform, not just TikTok. I'm just pulling my cardigan on a little bit because it's a bit colder here in Scotland today. But no doubt there'll be another social media, come along. We've got Twitter and stuff like that. I was on Twitter years ago, but I haven't been on Twitter now. I wouldn't know where to start with Twitter, but there's always new medias coming on, social media, etc., and they all try and outbid each other, and then they get glitchy. It's crazy world. Yeah, not last place. Yep, not last place. Okay, so Eve, your unicorn card. Okay, so Eve, your unicorn card. Manifest your dreams is your unicorn card. And your angel card, be willing to forgive. Manifesting your dreams then. Focus on your vision. Seek satisfaction and contentment. I love this. Manifest your dreams. Too many times we are helping other. I love this. Manifest your dreams. Too many times we are helping other. Many times we are helping other people with their problems and troubles, etc. And too many times, whose dreams get left behind? Ours, yours, right? We always put our own dreams and our own goals and our own desires, ours, right? We always put our own dreams and our own goals and our own desires on the back burner to help others, because that's what we do. We love to help others. We love to make sure that others are okay and others are feeling better. But what about ourselves? It's so important to make sure that we are manifesting our own dreams as well. In fact, we should be doing that before we can actually help anybody else with their dreams. After all, this is your life, your path, your destiny. You should be doing for you first and foremost. Nothing to say you can't multitask. Make sure that every day the top of your priority list is Eve. So what does Eve need to do today to work towards her dreams and goals? Put it on your list. Put it on your to-do list, right at the very top. Everything else can then go below that. So if you put Eve at the top, say, yep, I need to make a start on my dreams and goals. So I'm going to write a to-do list. What I need to do to get my dreams and goals. The steps that I need to take to get my dreams and goals. And then every day, do one or two of those steps. And then every day, do one or two of those steps. Every single priority. Loving yourself unconditionally is the first port of call to manifesting our own dreams and making sure that we reach our highest potential for our highest good, of course. We reach our highest potential for our highest good, of course. We reach our highest potential for our highest good, of course. But if we're too busy running about helping everybody else and keeping our own dreams and goals on the back burner, we never get them done. About helping everybody else and keeping our own dreams and goals on the back burner, we never get them done. We always just seem to push them further and further and further away because we're too busy focused on helping other people. That's not to say you can't help other people. But what this card is saying, you need to prioritize. So you need to do a to-do list. Top of that to-do list is my dreams and goals for today. And then every day, my dreams and goals for today are this. So say you were going for a job. What's your first step? Applying for the job, right? So on your to-do list, right at the top, Eve is going to apply for a job. The next day, top of your list, Eve has posted off her application. Eve is going to apply for a job. The next day, top of your list, Eve has posted off her application. In any order that you wish. Just make sure that right at the top is what you need to do. Right at the top is your dreams, your goals, your desires, your destiny. And you won't go far wrong. And that way, you know you're still fulfilling your dreams and goals whilst at the same time helping others. And of course, doing all the other things that we need to do throughout the day. I'm always loving this. I love that teddy. How cute is that bear? I'm always forgiving my enemies, no matter how bad they are, because that puts me one step ahead of my enemies. How do we forgive our enemies that have done us wrong? Well, we think out of the box. We tell ourselves, okay, what has that person taught me? One, that person's taught me the type of person I definitely don't want to be. I don't want to be a person that's going to hurt somebody else. So thank you for that lesson. It's also taught me a lesson that I now know the type of person I need to stay away from. So again, thank you for that lesson. And then once you've thanked them for all the lessons that they've taught you, thank you for that lesson. And then once you've thanked them for all the lessons that they've taught you, thank you for that lesson. And then once you've thanked them for all the lessons that they've taught you, because they don't want your forgiveness. Forgiveness was not on their agenda. Forgiveness was not on their plan. Their plan was to bring you down by chipping away at you, taking away your self-confidence, your self-esteem, and your self-love and your self-worth. So the last thing that they want to hear from you is, I forgive you, and I walk away from your life, and you're not in my thoughts anymore. That's the last thing they want to hear, because they know from that second on, they've lost control. You've taken that pair of scissors and you've snipped the cord between you and them. You've snipped that emotional cord. It's gone. The bond is broken and you're free to fly. Of course, they don't want that. They want to hold on to you. They want to make you remember all the bad things that they did. Don't give them that opportunity. Thank them for the lessons that they've taught you, and then forgive them, and then walk away and leave Karma to do the rest. Karma knows what she's doing. She's been doing it for centuries. Which is why you will always hear me say, do the things that lift you up and do the things that come from the heart, that come from love, peace, honesty, truth, and integrity. But most of all, love. Love, peace, honesty, truth, and integrity. But most of all, love. Price tag. Because somewhere and someone along the line is going to come along that is bigger and better than you. And they're going to teach you the same lesson. That you're not as powerful as you may think. Because there's always somebody bigger and better. So instead of trying to control, to use, to abuse with anger, with ego, with jealousy, etc., simply love, respect. Work with truth, love, honesty, and respect, and you can't go far wrong. Welcome back. Oh, I know. TikTok can be a right proverbial pain in the backside sometimes. Thank you for the daffodil. I love that. So Eve, I hope that made sense. So the two messages combined, I love that. So Eve, I hope that made sense. So the two messages combined. Yep. Yep, so for those that are just coming in and trying to comment and realizing they can't comment, the reason you can't comment, as Susan says, it's subscriber only night. Now, even though you're not a subscriber and you're watching this and you would like a reading and you want to subscribe, the subscriber button is still available. So you can still subscribe today and join in the readings if you so wish. But there is no pressure to subscribe. But Saturday nights is always just subscriber only readings. And you need to be a subscriber to comment and take part in the readings. Okay, so I'm just going over the list with Susan again, just to make sure I haven't missed out on anyone. So next up will be Diane, Loretta, Kinga, Joe. Missed out on anyone. So next up will be Diane, Loretta, Kinga, Joe. Missed out on anyone. So next up will be Diane, Loretta, Kinga, Joe. Anne. Yes, we've got Diane. Angel. 2 angels for Diane. So let's shuffle the cards and do some angels. How are you, Diane? It's been ages since I've seen you. Lovely to see you. Alrighty. I think Leo's finally going to sleep. I don't know where he is. Where are you? Are you sleeping? No, he's sitting next to his seed dish. Obviously, see, Leo's not daft. He knows that after my readings, he always gets supper, even though he's just had his dinner. But it's like, oh, is the readings over yet? Is it supper time? Animals are not daft, are they? They know. A bit like our routines, animals have their routines as well. And Rio knows that after Mom does all her readings and stuff, then Rio gets supper time. Oh, you gotta love him. Alrighty, let's shuffle these angel cards for Diane. So the 2 angel cards that you have, ear chakra, which I think this was either today's card of the day or yesterday's. Can't remember which one, but the ear chakras come up in yours. Law of attraction as well. I love the ear chakra. A lot of people just think of our chakras as crown, third eye, throat, heart, sacral, solar, sacral, and root chakra. But we also have the ear chakra as well, the all-hearing ear. So when the ear chakra comes in, it's asking you to notice messages that appear as sounds. That could be music. And comes in, it's asking you to notice messages that appear as sounds. That could be music. And we can put the radio on, or we can put a playlist on, and a certain song comes up, and we think, I got it. I got the answer to what I was thinking about because it just came up on that song lyric. I got the answer to what I was thinking about because it just came up on that song lyric. And we don't give it a second thought. We just think, wow, that song came just when I needed it because the words of that song is exactly what I needed to hear. But we can hear words in external sounds such as birdsong. We can hear words within the rhythm of the sea, a river, a babbling brook, a waterfall. How many times have we heard, for example, a pigeon? How many times have we heard, for example, a pigeon? And that's all we hear. But listen to the rhythm. Good evening to you. Good morning to you. Good evening to you. When we focus on rhythm, as well as just the sounds that come with that rhythm, our own mind, be it our subconscious mind, can translate that into words. Many songwriters will invent the melody first. They'll create a melody. And within the rhythm of that melody, invent the melody first. They'll create a melody. And within the rhythm of that melody, and once they've got that perfect rhythm, that perfect chorus, within that rhythm, they can hear words. And those words become the song. In that rhythm, they can hear words. And those words become the song. In that rhythm, they can hear words. And those words become the song. Our eyes. And paying attention to any thoughts that come into our head or any visions that come on within our closed eyes. That's the tree connecting with you, communicating with you. Spirit can communicate with us in many ways, dreams, thoughts, even our own ears. But they can also communicate through animals, through the wind, water, all of that birds, through the wind, water, all of that bird, where the doctor is able to understand animals, basically talking to them. And I had a lady that once said to me, do you know what? Wouldn't that be magical if we could all talk to animals? And I turned, wouldn't that be magical if we could all talk to animals? And I turned of myself and my fiance when we took a walk down by a huge loch that we had. My fiance, when we took a walk down by a huge loch that we had, came up. And they all came and took food, following us along the shoreline of that big loch. And it was such a beautiful sight for him to witness. But that is the connection that you can have with nature. But that is the connection that you can have with nature. And listen. Oh, bless. And you know what? Isn't that great? When we lose someone in spirit, we never truly lose them. They're always with us. You know, and even if it's a pet. I lost a beautiful dog years and years ago. He saved my life many a time when I was with my ex. Beautiful dog years and years ago. He saved my life many a time when I was with my ex. That connection, that love connection, that connection, that love connection, that friendship connection. If we love someone dearly on this earth, friendship connection. If we love someone dearly on this earth, be it man, female, relative, animal, etc., and we lose them to spirit, we never truly lose them. They are still part of that love. They are still part of the vibration of things. And they are still with us in spirit, forever watching over us, forever guiding and forever protection. And you can guarantee your friend will be with you. Law of attraction. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. And again, the law of attraction goes hand in hand with the ear chakra. When we focus on our chakras, whether it's our third eye, whether it's our crown chakra, whether it's our ear chakra, we are tapping in to new sensations. We're tapping into new knowledge. We're tapping into a completely different realm for a start. And we're connecting with Source. We're going beyond this physical planet that we call Earth. And we're going into that beautiful sacred realms, spirit realms. And we're communicating with our deities, we're communicating with our guides, our animal guides, our loved ones that have passed. And we're having that deep spiritual connection with them. That's the universal law of attraction. So meditation is so important in this process. If you're not meditating, you're not getting into that sacred space. If you're not getting into that sacred space, you're not connecting with loved ones and spirits. We'll never find loved ones and spirits in the matrix, in this rat race that we call life, right? Because there's too much control, there's too much greed, anger, ego, jealousy, anger, ego, jealousy, right? There's too much. Everybody wants to be better than everybody else, right? There's greed around money and everybody wants to be better than everybody else, right? There's greed around money and power and all the rest of it. And within all of that, we can't hear all the beautiful messages that we should be able to hear. So having that law of attraction, opening all of our chakras, making sure that we're not stressing ourselves, meditating, journaling, doing all of that, it all works hand in hand to that bigger picture and that law of attraction. And knowing as well and trusting to that bigger picture and that law of attraction. And knowing as well and trusting that realm. And then the next chapter may be reborn again into another lifetime. And so the chapters go on, each one offering its own source of magic and its own connections, its memories, its lessons, and its blessings. We just need to sit in the silence, not in the hustle bustle of life, and be able to tap into that. And when we tap into it, that's where the knowledge lies. That's where the magic lies. It's a natural, universal law of attraction. So I hope that has meaning for you. And I hope TikTok stop being glitchy tonight. Honestly, I think, when I was just flicking through TikTok earlier on, Saturday night is just poof. Everybody and anybody is on a Saturday night. So when I'm flicking through my For You page and everything, there's a hell of a lot more people on a Saturday and sometimes a Sunday than there is any other day of the week. And I just think it's a day when people put their hair down, they haven't got work the next day, and everybody's just ramming into TikTok. And I honestly don't think TikTok can keep up with the amounts of numbers that are now coming into TikTok. More and more people are finding TikTok. And they're finding it now coming into TikTok. More and more people are finding TikTok. and they're finding it such a come on in and say, oh, follow me for a reading or whatever, Susan or Jenny or Janae or Steve, whatever, Susan or Jenny or Janae or Stephen or any of them, Stephen or any of the moderators that I have in my teams is coming up. Let me just get rid of this message because it's covering half of the comments here. There we go. Okay, but for those that do follow me, how do you know it's me? There's an easy telltale sign if my account is being scammed. If it's a scammed account, it will have a lot less than 9,100. Yeah, in fact, it's now 9,200 followers strong. So if it's not got 9,200 followers on my account, it's a fake account. Block it and unfollow and report it. If it's not got a clickable website on my bio, it's a fake account. Block it and report it. One thing that scammers cannot copy is my website. So my website is always and ever on my bio. So if you go to my bio, if you've got a Lady Moonlight or you've got a hippie gypsy witch following you and you follow back thinking it's me and you look on the bio and it doesn't have a website link, it's not me, right? If you get a Lady Moonlight or a hippie gypsy witch PMing you for messages, for readings, for spell work, for money, for Cash App or any of that, guess what? It's not me. I don't have to ever jump in somebody's DM box for readings. People find me, not the other way around. So be careful out there with the scammers, folks. Every time I go live, I will always let you know how to tell whether it's a fake account or whether it's a genuine one. But the two the two things you need to look for to make sure it's me that you're following. One, that I've got a milkshake or MKE, Hippie Gypsy Witch website link. So if you go to my bio, under my names, you'll see a website. Click that. If the website link is there but it doesn't open, somebody's just typed in the website link and it's not a proper link. But if you click on my website and it opens, you know that it's me. Also, I have over 9,200 followers. Two things that you need to remember when you're looking for whether it's a phone or not. So for those that are just joining, that are trying to comment and can't comment, welcome in. Please feel free to still watch if you wish to. This is subscriber only chat. You need to be one of my subscribers to be able to comment and to get a reading tonight. If you're not a subscriber, you can still watch the live, but you can't comment or take part in the readings. Saturday night is always subscriber only. Comment or take part in the readings. Saturday night is always subscriber only. Hopefully Loretta's still here. She was here earlier. Do-do-do. One of each. Yeah. ADHD, I get it, right? The mind is always busy, busy, busy. And I'm just going to shuffle Loretta's cards while I explain that for you. The best way is when you're trying to meditate is breathing. It's when I did the meditation on Thursday night, which is now breathing. It's when I did the meditation on Thursday night, which is now a thing, your breath. A busy mind, especially with ADHD, cannot multitask. It cannot think of all the worries and the stresses of all the day and count each breath going in and each breath going out. So the first thing that I teach is, even if it's a guided meditation, you're not listening to the guided voice, right? So if I was guiding you into a spirit guide meditation or a past life regression meditation, you're not listening to my meditation or a past life regression meditation. You're not listening to my voice and where my voice is taking you or the story that I'm telling, right? I could be telling a story about Mickey Mouse or whatever. It doesn't really matter taking you or the story that I'm telling, right? I could be telling a story about Mickey Mouse or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Your meditation will take you where you need to be, not where I'm taking you. My voice is just the calming effect that lulls you into that meditation. And the different tones that I use can lull you into it, but can also bring you back out of that mission. And the different tones that I use can lull you into it, but can also bring you back out of that mission. Your tummy should be blowing out the way so that you're filling your whole diaphragm and your lungs with air. When you breathe out, you're going to breathe out slowly through the mouth and pull in the tummy towards the spine. So pulling it in, that is going to get rid of all the carbon monoxide. Again, your next breath in through the nose. Now, when you're breathing in through the nose, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Keep it slow and steady. And when you're breathing out through the mouth, you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your breath should be something like this. Slow and steady. And if you're counting 5 breaths in, 5 breaths out, 5 breaths in, 5 breaths out throughout your whole meditation, your busy ADHD mind cannot multitask. It cannot think of all the stresses and the strains of the world and count and focus on each breath coming in through the nose and out through the mouth. And remember, you're also focusing on pulling that breath in right down to the tummy, filling your tummy with air or filling your lungs with air. And then as you breathe out, you're sucking your tummy in. So you've got 2 things that you're concentrating on. Pulling that breath down as far as it's going to go with every in-breath through the nose. And then pushing that carbon monoxide out through the mouth, and then you begin again. As well as that, you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in. Keeping that rhythm is going to help the mind stay focused. And we've just got a card just flew out of the deck. Let me just grab that one. Okay. Okay. So that in itself is how to meditate properly. That in itself is how to meditate properly. And to stay focused on the meditation at hand. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are trying to focus too much on the guided meditation itself and not the breathing. Yep, one of each for Loretta. So I hope that helps. Do check out Thursday night's guided meditation for the past life regression. That's a really good one because we did both the tensing of and relaxing of the muscles. Then we went into the deep breathing and then we went straight into the meditation. And that's going to help with your meditation hugely. It's going to help you to be able to relax and it's going to help you get into that sacred space. So I hope that helps. Okay. So let's, oh, we got an angel card, flew out of the deck on this one. So we'll go with that one. Cards are flying everywhere today. Okay. So your personal unicorn is your unicorn card. And your angel card is Earth Angel. So this is the Earth Angel card. So what about the personal unicorn? Breathe in pure love and stay open to unicorn magic. How do we breathe in pure love? One thing that I always do, and it's an added one that we can do when we're meditating as well. When I'm meditating or I'm going into that sacred space and I want to bring, when I'm meditating or I'm going into that sacred space and I want to bring in universal love and light and all of that to help to get into that space. With universal love and light and all of that to help to get into that space. With every breath in, I also envision pulling in that white universal light, filling my body with beautiful radiant light. And then with my next breath in, I'm then pushing that light out the way so that it's away above, and then pushing that light out the way so that it's away above, and, and knowing that while you're in that bubble, you are safe. You are safe with the magical unicorns. You are safe with the magical spirit realm that protect you with unconditional love. That's why in this card you will see that the unicorn and the person are surrounded in beautiful white love light. Universal light is always a golden white light. Earth healing is always violet. Light is always a golden white light. Earth healing is always violet. Keep all your chakras open to receive messages from loved ones, from our angels, from our spirit guides. And know that within that space, within that light, nothing and no one can harm you. You are protected, you are safe, and you are loved. And then while you're in that space, don't forget to love yourself as well. Self-love is one of the most first and important steps to connecting with universal white light, to connecting to that love. If you don't love yourself unconditionally, because the universe made you just the way you're supposed to be, and what's there not to love about that? The universe knows what it's doing, you're supposed to be, and what's there not to love about that? The universe knows what it's doing when it creates each and every one of us. And imagine that out of all the millions and trillions of people on this planet, there is only one of each, because the universe does not repeat itself. We may look and sound similar to someone else, but there's always slight differences, whether it's differences in appearance, whether it's differences in our character, whether it's a difference in our personality. So when you realize that you are one of a kind, you are a walking, unique, beautiful piece of art, what is there not to love about that? And then when you realize that, you then open up that world of light and you become one of the earth angels. You are a light worker who's come to earth to teach about love. So again, we don't know that until we release all of the negative around us, until we come out of the control that is part and parcel of the matrix. We will never know if we are truly in control that is part and parcel of the matrix. We will never know if we are truly in our own intuition, not the heart, mind, and intuition of others. Only when we listen to our inner voice, only when we bathe in that beautiful self-love light, that universal light that surrounds absolutely every one of us, that's when we really, truly appreciate that there is a lot of work to do on this planet. There is a lot of dark souls that wallow in the darkness. And all it takes is one person with one bit of light to actually guide the way. And when you hold that light up in front of somebody else and light their way, they too grab a candle. And then you've got two lights. And they too grab another candle. And before you know it, you've got three lights. And before long, you have a universe of beautiful lit souls. But it all starts with that one soul, that one light worker. A lot of people will say, what difference can I make to this world? I'm only one in a pool of millions and trillions of people. If you never light that candle, you'll never find out. You'll be part and parcel of the darkness. But one candle can light a small corner. It can awaken a small corner of the earth. And that can then lead to other people lighting their candles and joining in with universal light. And one by one, person by person, earth angel by earth angel, we rise up like the phoenix, flap our beautiful wings and fly high, away from the control, away from the matrix, and in this light of pure unconditional love, peace, joy, and harmony. Who doesn't want that, right? We'll never find it in the matrix of life. We'll only find it in that sacred space. So I hope those cards have meaning for you. Know that you are an earth angel, and there is lots of work on this planet for earth angels. There's a hell of a lot of people still sleeping in the matrix that need to wake up because they're in the dark. So we need more earth angels. We need more light workers because they're in the dark. So we need more earth angels. We need more light workers. Follow. Yeah, I noticed Loretta did that meditation and she got so much out of that past life regression. So much out of that past life regression. We were having a conversation on FaceTime about it, and Loretta says, I do apologize. She says, because the night that you did that meditation about it, and Loretta says, I do apologize. She says, because the night that you did that meditation, I started seeing beautiful things and then I fell asleep. No need to apologize. Your body obviously needed rest, it needed sleep, so it started giving you a little bit of an insight into your past life and then you fell asleep. But the good thing is the meditation's on YouTube. So Loretta knows she can tap into that meditation anytime she wants. And I always remember what Loretta said. She said that meditation was so powerful and so relaxing that she would quite happily go back there. Right? Because it's a place that is full of peace and serenity. There is no worries, there is no stress. It's just everything is so peace and everything is beautiful. And she says, I could quite happily just go straight back into that meditation because it was just so peaceful. That's the power that meditation can have. And unless you meditate every single day and you practice at it, and don't feel it's a failure if you try and meditate. And I love the corgi. How cute is that little corgi? Never, I just love little dogs, and that every time that corgi comes on, it just makes me smile. He's got this cute little face and his cute little butt. It's just... So thank you for the corgi. Oh, bless. Thank you, Joe, for the corgi. Honestly, that just made my day. That just... Beautiful, beautiful little corgi, that. Now I've gone off track, but you get the gist. See, cute little corgi and that. Now I've gone off track, but you get the gist. See, cute little corgi and that's it. Melts my heart every time. But that's the beauty of meditation, getting into that space time. But that's the beauty of meditation, getting into that space. And once you're in there, it's like, and then you come out of that space, it's like, I want to go back. I want to finish the story. I want to learn more. I want to tap into those realms. And I want to learn all about all the things that Spirit have got to tell me. It's almost like home, right? Our spiritual home is not on the earth. It's in the spirit realms that we came from. So every time you meditate, it's like coming home. And when we come home, you know, if we come home after a hard day's work or whatever, right? The shoes are off, the baffies are on, or the slippers, whatever you want to call them. We call them baffies, but the baffies are on. And we just got our house coat and our PJs on and we're just all snuggled up because we're home, but we feel safe. That's what meditation is. It's home. It's that feeling safe. It's that feeling secure and it's feeling grounded. But meditation can open up so many doors. It can give us the information that we need. It can give us extra knowledge. It can give us peace of mind. And it can connect us to not just our guides and our animal guides, but it can connect us to our loved ones as well. It's like any other spiritual gift though. Practice makes perfect. I've had somebody say to me, I tried 3 times to do meditation, Lady Moonlight, and I never got anywhere, so I gave up. Why did you give up? Just because you don't see anything? Just because you don't see people or places or colours or numbers or whatever, that does not mean to say you failed, right? It takes time. You've got to also ask yourself, did I ground myself first, right? It takes time. You've got to also ask yourself, did I ground myself first? Bit by bit, the meditation becomes easier. What did they say? If at first you don't succeed, keep trying, right? It's like riding a bike, right? You start off with stabilizers, right? Right? You start off with stabilizers, right? It's kind of like, oh, shoot. Now that stabilized bike is no longer stable, and I'm going to have to keep myself up. And the first time you pedal without stabilizers, there's a 99.9% chance you're going to fall off, right? Because you've not got that balance. And you might have to fall off about 1,000 times. And you might have a few skint knees along the way, or skint elbows or whatever, unless you're wearing knee pads and elbow pads, right? But in my day, there was no health and safety when I was a kid, wearing knee pads and elbow pads, right? But in my day, there was no health and safety when I was a kid. Your choice. Your choice. But with practice, you find that balance. It's like ice skating, right? You're going to be like, but with practice, you find that balance. It's like ice skating, right? You're going to be like a Bambi on ice to begin with until you practice. Meditation is the same thing. It's a tool that we need to practice at. We're not going to get it perfect first time round. We might not even get it perfect second, third, fourth, fifth time round. But if we stick at it, we're going to get there. And when we get there, it's like anything else. When it clicks, it clicks. So when you've learned to ride that bike, the fear goes away and you just jump on the bike and away you go. You don't even give it a second thought. And it's the same with meditation. Once you get it, it's like getting on that bike and just taking off with it. So don't beat yourself up if you don't succeed the first time round. Keep at it. You'll get there in the end. Okay. So we've got Kinga next, then Joe, Inez and Colette. Have I missed anyone out, Susan? So Kinga, what 2 cards would you like? One of each. Let's do one of each for Kinga. Hello, everyone that has joined. Hello, everyone that has joined. Tonight is subscriber only night, so only subscribers can comment and only subscribers can get a 2-card reading tonight. Okay, let's shuffle these cards and see what the messages of these cards are. All right. We're shuffling the angels now. How are you today, Kinga? I hope you've been enjoying the readings tonight. It's lovely when it's just the subscribers night because it's not so busy, it's not so hectic, and it's kind of like a more relaxed pace. A more relaxed pace. Okay, Susan's still there. Okay, Susan's still there. Okay, let's do one of each. See what these angel cards have got to say for Kinga. We are flying through. That's what I love about subscriber only, because it's only subscribers that are joining. That's what I love about subscriber only, because it's only subscribers that are joining. That's what I love about subscriber only, because it's only subscribers that are joining. Oh wow, we've got books come out again. Manifest Your Dreams has also come out again. These two are, Spirit are definitely trying to bring these two cards out for today. So they must be powerful messages for everyone today, because even though we've shuffled and shuffled these cards keep coming to the front. Manifest your dreams. Focus on your vision. Seek satisfaction and contentment. Again, focus on your dreams. Focus on your goals. What are your dreams and what are your goals? Again, focus on your dreams. Focus on your goals. What are your dreams and what are your goals? Again, focus on your dreams. Focus on your goals. What are your dreams and what are your goals? And you know, when I look around at people in life, they are so consumed with control or power over others, and they are so connected with what everybody else's needs are that they forget about them. And they are so connected with what everybody else's needs are that they forget about first and foremost every single time. At the top of every day's to-do list, it should be first and foremost every single time. At the top of every day's to-do list, it should be to do today to manifest her dreams and manifest her goals. Right? My Lady Moonlight one every day is, how can I help others? Because I know that that is my dream, that is my goal, that is my life mission. My life mission is to bring love, peace and guidance, love and light into the world that is already sleeping, to wake the world up. I'm not going to do that lying in my bed all day or staying offline or not connecting with people or just walking the woods, etc. Right? I'm never going to fulfill that mission. So I know that on the top of my to-do list every day, what is it that Lady Moonlight needs to do? What's on the list today? Well, normally it's doing my sky and earth grounding before I get out of bed. That's first and foremost. I can't focus unless I'm grounded. So I'll ground myself, and I'll also do my dream journaling. I'll also then think about what's my daily posts for everybody else. What value can I put in my posts? What crystals do I need to share on my page? Because maybe somebody needs Labradorite in their life and they've maybe not seen Labradorite crystal, which I think is a beautiful crystal because of its flashes. It has beautiful little blue and silver flashes in there, as you can see. Take it out of the light, it's just a grey, dull looking crystal, right? But put it in the light and you'll see it has beautiful blue flashes through it. almost like lightning flashes. Sometimes it has silver, sometimes it has almost like gold and silver flashes in it, but mostly blue. And I love that for concentration. Labradorite is very protective for concentration. Labradorite is very protective for concentration. Labradorite is very protective. I need to meditate. I need to ground myself. I need to connect with my spirit team. And I need to say, okay, this is for subscribers only. Help me to give the right messages to my subscribers. So I'm focusing on my dreams, my goals, but my dreams and my goals are primarily to help other people. And that's way at the top of my list. Then after that, I will then go into, right, okay, I need to cook the dinner, I need to cook the breakfast, I need to put the laundry on, or do the ironing, or I need to make coffee, or I need to make sure that my fiance's needs are met as well, right? I need to make sure that my fiance's needs are met as well, right? That he's happy, and spend time with him as well. But always, always, always and forever, I'm right at the top of my list. And Kinga needs to make sure that Kinga is right at the top of her list every single day. Right? So every single day, Kinga needs to say, right, what is it that I need to do today? Not what everybody else needs done, but what is it that I need to do today to bring me further and further and closer to my goal? Also, at the top of that list, self-love. Reminding yourself, looking in the mirror every day and say, I am beautiful. Self-love. Reminding yourself, looking in the mirror every day and say, I am beautiful. And when we have that self-love, we then pass it on to everybody else. It's like holding that candle and then passing that candle on to the next person. Without it, you can't fulfill your own dreams and your own goals. You're merely just existing to help others with their dreams and goals. We should never do that. We should put ourselves first and foremost, and then others second. Welcome back, Inez. So what is your second card? Is books. Again, how come your second card is books? Again, how come? Because those messages are gifts, beautiful gifts from spirit. So we should definitely start writing them down, right? If we don't write them down, we'll never remember them. So we should definitely start writing them down, right? If we don't write them down, we'll never remember them. They'll be forgotten. So I like to bind it with a little ribbon. So I'll maybe have a black ribbon for my dream journal once it's complete. And then maybe have a red ribbon for my thoughts journal, or a yellow one for my manifestation ones or affirmation ones. My manifestation ones or affirmation ones. They might look back on my journal and say, wow, what a life she led. But look at all the knowledge that she has left behind. That knowledge can then go into somebody else's journal. And throughout time, those journals are passed down generation to generation to generation, feeding knowledge for our future generations to come. So books play a vital part in our everyday lives, and we should make the most of them. We should also a vital part in our everyday lives, and we should make the most of them. We should also read books as well in our everyday lives, and we should make the most of them. We should also read books as well books of knowledge. We may have our own ideas, and we may have our own thoughts and dreams and goals and messages from Spirit. But so does everybody else. And when we share all that knowledge with each other, we learn something new every day. Share all that knowledge with each other, we learn something new every day. Down. You pass it along. And when you pass it along, the person that you pass it down to also passes it along. And that knowledge is shared far and wide. How powerful is that, to know that you planted that knowledge seed, and that seed grew and grew and grew and grew. But if seed, and that seed grew and grew and grew and grew. But if make it my mission to learn one new thing every day, it doesn't matter what it is, I'm going to learn one new thing every day. Right? 365 days in a year. That would be 365 new pieces of knowledge that you've gained in 1 year. That's powerful, right? And that's just learning one new thing every day. And everybody's capable. That's powerful, right? And that's just learning one new thing every day. And everybody's capable. That's powerful, right? And that's just learning one new thing every day. And everybody's capable of doing that. We can find knowledge everywhere nowadays. We can find it in books, not just in physical books, but online. We can find knowledge everywhere nowadays. We can find it in books, not just in physical books, but online books. We can find it in audiobooks. We can find it, nowadays we've got the wonderful world of Google. You can Google practically anything and find it. So we've got Google, we've got all of that information at our hands. And yet very rarely do we use it. I love learning. Our minds are a sponge. They are meant to learn. They are meant to further our education and further our knowledge. So putting yourself first and foremost, working towards your dreams and goals, and learning something new every day, and even just through journaling. We learn more about ourselves through journaling than we will from anybody else. Doing my daily journals has widened my knowledge over the years. And I know that if you started journaling, it would widen your knowledge too. So I hope that has helped today. Oh, I'm sorry about the internet connection. Do you know what? It might also be TikTok, because TikTok can be a pain in the backside too. I know Susan sometimes gets booted off TikTok as well. Okay. On my list, Susan, I've got Joe next, then Inez, and then Colette. Have I missed anyone? So, Joe, what 2 cards would you like? Unicorns for Joe. Let's pick 2 unicorns for Joe. Oops. Okay, 1 unicorn has just flown out of the deck. Spirit are really tossing the cards around today. Okay. Now, for those that can stay to the end of subscribers' chat or subscribers' readings, please do, because what I found earlier on when, I can't remember whose card it was, I think it was Loretta's cards fell to the floor. I noticed that even though I had put my Soul Truth cards away yesterday in their box, there was 2 soul cards lying on the floor next to the angel cards that flew out of the deck. So I know just by spirit messages that these 2 soul cards have to be read out at the end of tonight's live. So if you're as curious as I am to find out what those 2 soul card messages are, and you can stay to the end, please do so. If you can't, don't worry about it, because I always share this to my YouTube channel anyway. But yeah, that's very unusual. It has happened once before. I've put all my cards away at the end of a reading, and I come in the next day and there's like 2 cards sitting on the floor. They even take themselves out of their box. Because as you can see, all my truth cards are in the box. But 2 were out of the box. Spirit, never cease to amaze me. So let's do these unicorn cards, and then we've got, after Joe, we've got Inez, and then Colette, and then we will end with those 2 mystery soul questions. And Spirit, tell me those soul questions are for everyone that gets a reading tonight. So they've got me intrigued. I'm not even going to look at the soul cards until we've done the readings tonight. I'm not even going to look at the soul cards until we've done the readings tonight. I'm not even going to look at the soul cards until we've done the readings tonight. Okay. So your first card, Refreshing Oasis. This is self-care. I love this one. Refreshing Oasis. Nurture yourself and gather your strength. Sometimes we're so busy in the rat race of life that we don't have time to rest. We don't have time to feed ourselves properly. We don't, how many of us work busy lifestyles to the point that on the way to work, we just jump into a baker's and grab something quick for lunch. And then on the way home, we're just kind of, oh, I can't be bothered cooking. I'm too tired. I've been working all day. I'll just go and get a takeaway on the way home. Saves me cooking. Or we'll just go out for meals, right? But very seldom do we say, do you know what? After work, I'm going to cook myself a healthy meal. After work, I'm going to run a lovely luxury bath with a lovely bath bomb. And I'm going to have candles and relaxing music, and I'm just going to have me time. Just going to do my hair, going to do my nails, going to just pamper myself a little bit because I deserve it and my body deserves it. Chances are we don't. Chances are we come home from work, we have to make the dinner, then we have to do something else, and then we have to do something else, and then before we know it, it's bedtime, and bedtime's the only time we rest. That's not how we should be doing it. We should make sure that we are making time for ourselves, making time to make sure that we're cooking good, wholesome foods, making sure that we are meditating, shutting off from the world, grounding ourselves, even if it's doing a meditation while holding a crystal. You might doing a meditation while holding a crystal. You might decide to put some incense on. Just close your eyes. Put some meditation music on, relaxing music, and just chill on. Just close your eyes. Put some meditation music on, relaxing music, and just chill. You might want to chill with a book. How many of us have done that anytime soon, right? Probably very few. And then we wonder why our bodies are so tired. Also, if we fill our bodies with toxins or unhealthy foods or even alcoholic drinks all the time, we then get sick. And when we get sick, we have no other option but to relax, right? Because when we get sick, we're in our bed, right? We can't do anything. We can't process. We can't go to our work. If we are run down and our body is so run down that we get sick, chances are we're in our bed. And we have to recuperate in our bed for a week or two. It's the body saying, I'm exhausted. You haven't given me enough rest, so now I'm taking the rest. But we can avoid that by making sure that we're giving ourselves us time, you time, every single day. So in your to-do list, make sure that you're giving yourself between half an hour and an hour where you can just be at one with yourself. In that half hour or that hour, you could do meditation, run a bath, have a spa bath. You might want to pamper yourself. You might want to do a massage. You might want to get your hair done or your nails done or whatever you want to do. Self-care is so, so important for a healthy body and mind. And not many of us do that on a day-to-day basis. A lot of people will say, I can't believe you're 58. You don't look like 58. That's because I take care of my skin. I've got good skincare. You don't look like 58. That's because I take care of my skin. I've got good skincare. That's because I take care of my skin. I've got good skincare that it needs to stay healthy. And that's what your card is also saying. You've also got the healing angel helping you in this cause as well. And the healing angel Raphael also tells us we should be healing ourselves first and foremost, making sure that our body is running at maximum capacity. If you had a car, for example, right, you would make sure that the car was clean and it had plenty of oil in it and it had plenty of fuel in it, right? You would make sure that its tires were healthy so that, right? You would make sure that its tires were healthy so that petrol into a diesel tank, or you're not going to put diesel into a petrol tank, right? It's going to seize up on us. You're not going to feed your car with oil and one day and neglect it, and then everything seizes up and you've got a massive repair bill, right? So it's important that we keep our own bodies lubricated. We keep our own bodies hydrated. So we drink plenty of water as well as drinking other things. We get plenty of exercise so that we're getting the heart going. And we're using our earthly brain as well by learning new knowledge every day. It's true what they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you're not gaining knowledge every single day, or you're not learning something new every single day, those brain cells are just sitting there dormant, doing nothing. Exercise them. Learn something new. That something new might help you, but it might also help others. But when we neglect our body, we get sick. And then when we get sick, we need healing. And that's usually when we usually wait till it gets to that point before we realize I'm sick and I now need Archangel Raphael to help me out, or I might need to go to the GP and get some doctors, or I might go to, I might have to get a doctor, or I might have to go and see a herbalist because I don't like pharmaceutical medicine, so I would rather go herbal. So I need to contact my herbalist and I need to say, right, I'm not very well just now. I'm lacking X, Y, and Z. What have you got for me? And then we get our bodies healthy again. And if we're wise, Ed, what have you got for me? And then we get our bodies healthy again. And if we're wise, and she'll be supporting you on your healing work. So if you haven't had rest lately and it's been all go, go, go and nothing for Joe, time to change that. It's time to put Joe first. And it's time to make sure that in your busy day, you are giving Joe his time out as well. It's so important. Hello, Maya. Oh, his time out as well. It's so important. Hello, Maya. Oh, his time out as well. It's so important. Hello, Maya. We're all guilty of neglecting ourselves from time to time, right? Years ago, I used to do free readings online, but it was usually on Facebook before I'd even heard of TikTok. And anybody knowing me back then, I would start my readings at 8 o'clock at night. And I would still be reading at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. It was ridiculous, right? Because the way I saw it, if people are coming in and they want readings, I'll stay to the end. But what I found was maintaining that rhythm, maintaining that 8 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock in the morning, right? 12 hours of reading had a huge effect on my body and my mind. I was mentally exhausted and emotionally. Huge effect on my body and my mind. I was mentally exhausted and emotionally and physically exhausted by the end of the week. And it was kind of like, okay, to my guides, I was kind of like, okay, lesson learned. And physically exhausted by the end of the week. And it was kind of like, okay, to my guides, I was kind of like, okay, lesson learned. Don't overdo it. All right, because when I'm reading for other people, I'm also using Spirit's time as well. So I'm not just working overtime, my guides are working overtime. And it wasn't long before my guides started saying, we're not doing 12-hour shifts 7 days a week, not on your life, right? So it was a stern wake-up call for me that we should always, yes, help other people when and if we can, but never neglect our rest time. Always make sure that we have a little bit of our rest time for ourselves. Yep, exactly. It's time for Joe. I love that, Inez. All go, go, but it's time for Joe. I love that. Thank you for the bear of love. There we go. There's Inez reminding you. No more all go, 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 Joe. Right? It's time that Joe did Joe for a change. I love that, Inez. Go, go, go. It's now time for Joe. Perfect. I love it. This is what I love about our subscribers. We are all one big happy family. We just seem to just gel together. I love it. Okay, so I hope you found that helpful. I know that Inez did. She's like, go Joe, go Joe. Okay, talking about Inez, it's Inez next. What 2 cards would you like, Inez? Love it. Love this little family. I'm just going to double check I haven't missed anyone else out that has sneaked in. Hello, Grey Lady's hair braids. I've just seen Grey Lady's come on in. Lovely to see her watching live. Gonna give her a little wave. All right. Lovely to see her watching live. Gonna give her a little wave. All right. Right. don't know, is Inez still with us? I think she's still with us. She was there a minute ago. Yep, she's still there. I don't know if her comments are coming through. For those that are just joining us, welcome to Subscribers Live. If you are not a subscriber, you will be able to see the readings that we get live. If you are not a subscriber, you will be able to see the readings that we get playing games again. Don't know if games again. Don't know if TikTok's playing games or not. Let's just have a look. Games or not. Let's just have a look. Can anyone else see Inez comments? She's maybe been kicked off. We'll give her a minute or two. I know she was there a minute ago, but I don't know if TikTok has. TikTok is glitching really bad today. There she is. Yay! Inez, what 2 cards would you like? Yep, she's here. Yay! What 2 cards would you like, my love? We've got unicorns and angel cards. What ones would you like? We've got unicorns and angel cards. What ones would you like? Up for some reason, which they sometimes do, and it's a pain in the neck for that, but maybe try an emoji. Spirit's choice. Okay, we'll let the spirits choose. Okay, Spirit's choice is one of each. They want to give you one of each. So let's go with one of each. So I think Susan disappeared. I don't know if Susan's still there, but she was there a little minute ago. Yep. I don't know if Susan's still there, but she was there a little minute ago. Yep. Okay. Now, while I'm shuffling these cards, now this message could be for anyone in subscribers readings tonight, but there's a gentleman in spirit by the name of Joseph, and I feel he is a father figure. So if anyone can place a Joseph who is a father figure. He's also telling me he was also a grandfather. Father first and foremost, but this gentleman was a grandfather as well. So if anyone can place a Joseph in spirit, then please let me know. Don't worry if you can't. It could be somebody's ancestor and they don't recognize the ancestor. But often when I get a name shouted out by spirit, I shout it out. But this gentleman is definitely an elderly gentleman, or he was elderly when he passed into spirit. And his name is Joseph. Welcome in, everyone. I know not everyone can comment because it is subscribers only readings tonight. But we do still see you coming in the room. and you're more than welcome to stay and listen to the subscribers' readings. You need to subscribe and be a subscriber to be able to comment and get a reading tonight. All right, so let's shuffle these angel cards for Inez. I have no words for Inez. I have no idea who this Joseph is. But he just came in and wanted to put it out there that Joseph is. But he just came in and wanted to put it out there that he was somebody's father and also a grandfather. So he leaves children behind on the earth plane, but he also left grandchildren behind on the earth plane as well. Okay, so let's see what our two cards are for Inez. Cocoon of White Light is the angel, is the unicorn card. And also the God box. So I've been told to start with the God box. The God box. Write any worries or concerns or desires on a piece of paper that you put into a special container called a God box. This is a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. Now, God boxes don't need to be called God boxes. Now, God boxes don't need to be called God boxes. They can be called whatever you want, right? They can be called whatever you want, right? And they don't have to be a box. They could be a journal. I have a release journal. And whenever I get a flashback from something that's happened in the past that is negative, I write it in my Let Go journal. But if you've got a Let Go box, I write it in my Let Go journal. But if you've got a Let Go box, what you can do is you can get an old box, can even be a shoe box. Decorate it how you want. To decorate it into is you can get an old box, can even be a shoe box. Decorate it how you want. To decorate it in pretty colours, rainbows, unicorns. You can put whatever you want. It's your box to decorate your way. Once you've decorated that box, give it a title. God box, release box, could be affirmation box, it could be goal setting title. God box, release box, could be affirmation box, it could be goal setting box, whatever you want. You could have more than one box. The whole point of the God box is to write down whatever you want. You could have more than one box. The whole point of the God box is to write down, if it's a Let Go box, have a pile of post-it notes. Those little tiny squares of paper that you can just peel off and stick to fridges and stuff, right? So take a post-it note, write down what you want to release, all the worries and troubles that you just don't want to come back into your head. Pop them in your box. And keep doing that till the new moon, which is on the 21st. And then on the new moon, empty that box out. Put all the bits of paper in a fireproof container and burn them. Once all that paper is burned, you can either bury it in the fireproof container and burn them. Once all that paper is burned, you can either bury it in the garden and ask Mother Earth to take it away, don't want it anymore. Or you can cast the ashes to the four winds and ask Mother Earth to take it away, don't want it anymore. Or you can cast the ashes to the four winds and say, universe, take it away. I no longer need it. If you've kept a let go journal, just simply rip the pages out and burn them and do the same thing. God boxes are a way of getting things out of here and into another container so that we're not keeping them up here. It's a physical, mental strategy. We see all of our negative thoughts going out of here onto paper and in a box, out of sight, out of mind. And then every new moon, we're furthering that step by burning it, getting rid of it. Yeah, it's a physical task, right? When we keep it an emotional task, right? How many times have we had something bad from the past happen to us? And we get little triggers, right? Somebody says something and we're right back there, right? We have that mental triggers it. What do we do with that trigger? Do we write it down? No, we put it to the back of our mind, right? But it's still in our mind. It's not at the front, but it's at the back of our mind. Till the next trigger comes along, and then it comes to the forefront of our mind again. And it just plays seesaw, back and forward, back and forward, back and forward, and it never goes anywhere. So we need to make it a physical task. How do we do that? Every time it comes to the forefront, it's almost like taking a pair of tweezers, grabbing that thought, putting it into the paper, sticking it in the box. Out of sight and out of mind. Right? While it's in the box. Because we've done the physical step, we've taken it from our mind and put it in a box. It's out of sight, out of mind. Right? We're physically telling ourselves, don't want this, out it goes, it's going in the trash. And when you do that often ourselves, don't want this, out it goes, it's going in the trash. And when you do that often, it goes, it's going in the trash. And when you do that often enough, it never comes back. It stays in the trash. It can't now go from back to forward, back to forward, forward, back in our mind. Can't do that because we've physically taken it out of our mind and physically popped it in a box. And then the next step on the new moon is to physically burn the hell out of it. I have one friend, she says, you know what, Lady Moonlight, I don't burn my paper, nor do I bury it. Because my papers are always about my mean ex or my evil ex. And I said to her, well, what do you do with the paper then on a new moon? She says, I write all the stuff down, I put them in my box, then on the new moon I take it out of my box and I burn the hell out of it. Then I lift my toilet seat up and I flush and I burn the hell out of it. Then I lift my toilet seat up and I flush the heat in the toilet and I flush the flusher. Gone. She says there is no feeling like flush and I flush the flusher. Gone. She says there is no feeling like flushing your enemy's head down the toilet. And I kind of chuckled and I thought, you know what? What a great idea that is, right? You know, what a physical task. Let's get it out of here into my box, and then once it's finished in the box, I'm just going to flush its heat in the toilet. But it's the same process, right? It's getting it out of here and getting it completely away. But it's the same process, right? It's getting it out of here and getting it completely away from ourselves. So whether you cast the ashes to the wind, whether you bury it in the ground, or whether you cast the ashes to the wind, whether you bury it in the ground, or whether you're completely away from ourselves. So whether you cast the ashes to the wind, whether you bury it in the ground, or whether you've gone for good. And if you do flush it in the toilet and it comes back to your mind, do the same thing again. Pluck it out, burn it, stick it in the toilet, right? Whatever you want to do with it, right? Eventually, it's not wanting to go down the toilet anymore, and it will be out of your mind for good. I've been away from my ex for 8.5 years, and I never give him a second thought now. I think I've flushed his head down the toilet about 1 million times. So he's gone, and he doesn't bother me anymore. You know, but it took a good few flushes to get him away. You know, it's a bit like that, you know, that stubborn bit of toilet paper that just won't go down, right? And you're plunging it and it just won't go. That was my ex. Oh dear. Yeah, definitely. And it is perfect for an ADHD brain. You're right, right? Flush it down the toilet, you know, burn it, whatever you need to do with it. But get it out there, right? Don't keep it up here. You know, burn it, whatever you need to do with it. But get it out there, right? Don't keep it up here. Do a physical task and get it out of there. Out there, right? Don't keep it up here. Do a physical task and get it out of there. And this is what the God Box card reminds us of. We don't have to hold it up here. Right? If we're going to hold it up there, it's never going to go out of our mind. It's always going to be there. So we need to get it out. I mean, flush it down the toilet, cast it to the wind, whatever we need to do. We just need to release it. Then we've got Cocoon of White Light. So the Cocoon of White Light. Rest in perfect love and understand oneness. Rest in perfect love and understand oneness. Rest in perfect love and understand oneness. So what does that mean? Well, for a start, what is perfect love? Universal love, right? When we think about our life here on earth, right? We start off as a soul. We start off as spirit. We are born into this world, right? But our real home is the universe, right? Spirit realm is our real home. That's where we come from. We are born of the universe. So we come from spirit and we are reborn into this lifetime. And then we learn lots of lessons along this life journey. Some good, some not so good. But always and forever, at the end of some good, some not so good. But always and forever, at the end of that journey, we return to source. We return home to spirit. We turn to that oneness. Return to source. We return home to spirit. We turn to that oneness, right? On earth, we are all different personalities, right? We come in all different shapes, sizes, and colours and creed. Right, some are white skin, some are pale skin, some are dark skin, sizes and colours and creed. Right, some are white skin, some are pale skin, some are dark skinned, right? We're all human beings, but we all come in different shapes and sizes until we go into the spirit realm. Human beings, but we all come in different shapes and sizes until we go into the spirit realm. In spirit realm, there is no colour, there is no size, there is no difference. There is unconditional love and just oneness. It's just peace. There is unconditional love and just oneness. It's just peace. It's harmony. It's love united for one another. How beautiful harmony. Is love united for one another. How beautiful is that, right? And when we rest in perfect love, when we learn that it's to live with love, light, and peace and positivity, we see oneness. It's only when we work with greed, jealousy, envy, ego, anger, worry, stress, that we don't see the oneness. We only see that dark pit that we don't see the oneness. We only see that dark pit that we kind of dig for ourselves. It's time to dig ourselves out of that pit. Get away from the darkness. It's time to dig ourselves out of that pit. Get away from the darkness. Shine that light as bright as we can shine it. And connect with that sacred space, that oneness. Rest in peace and love. And experience oneness. Because at the end of the day, take away our human form, we are all just balls of energy. One complete ball of energy. It's a bit like when somebody was asking me what happens when we die. What's the difference between higher self and souls, etc. What is a higher self soul? Our higher self soul is ourselves in a past life. So the best way that I could sort of do that, and I tell a lot of my stuff through stories, because sometimes stories work better than somebody just sitting there telling you something and you think, I don't understand a word of it. So sometimes using physical props and stories can help so much. It's a bit like the God box, physical box to put everything in. So at the start of, let's just put the perfect love into a story that you can all understand. Before we start our very first life on earth, we are one big mass of energy. Our soul just floats about in spirit realm from one place to another until a fraction of till our soul goes onto earth. So we live a whole lifetime following our life's journey, following our life's path. And then we get to the end of that path, that life's path, and we go into spirit. And we maybe spend a little bit time in spirit healing from the trauma of going from earth to spirit, from passing over. But eventually what happens is a fragment of ourselves breaks off and comes down to earth to live our second life. Right? So we are on earth and our old soul, right? So we are on earth and our old soul, right? So we are on earth and our old soul memories, right? The mistake she made, she brings back through deja vu. And she'll say, be careful here because this is where I mucked up. Through deja vu. And she'll say, be careful here because this is where I mucked up. Right? So grandmother meets up with their selves. Reunited, the soul is reunited. And again, that soul then spends a little reunited, the soul is reunited. And again, that soul then spends a little bit time healing. And another fraction of that soul breaks off, right? Comes back down to earth. Now this soul has two guides, the great-grandmother, the person that they were in the second lifetime, and now the person that they are in the third. And so the circle continues, and bits and bobs break off of our souls all the time. And so the circle continues, and bits and bobs break off of our souls all the time, but each break off of our souls all the time, but each fraction that breaks off, oh, excuse the witch, each fraction that breaks off is each fraction that breaks off is knowledge that we carry from one lifetime to another. How beautiful is that? That's why they call it one lifetime to another. How beautiful is that? That's why they call it the circle of life. So where is our home? It's in the spirit realm. It always has been. That's our true home, right? The human body that we travel around with, that's just borrowed until we go back home again and we connect with Source again. Now, sometimes when our chip of our soul breaks off, we don't come down to earth. We might be put on another planet. And we might have to live our lifetime on another planet, somewhere else. Or we might have to live a complete lifetime in a universal realm, because just like each planet has a country or an area, so does spirit realm. Spirit realm is not just one place, it's lots of places all in one, right? So we could be put anywhere to live a second, third or fourth lifetime. But ultimately, we return home all the time. We return to that oneness. We return to that form of just pure energy. And we guide the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. How many times have you heard people that have had near-death experience saying that just as they were about to cross over before they were pulled back, they would see their mom or their gran, that just as they were about to cross over before they were pulled back, they would see their mom or their gran, because they are connected to our family tree. Which is why, there is nothing to fear in death, because there is always someone on the other side waiting for us to bring us home. There you go. See, your grandmother was your mom's mom, right? Or your dad's mom, right? So she was a second generation. So it makes sense that your grandmother is connected to you still in spirit, right? She's part of you. She's part of your family tree. And if she's part of your family tree, she's part of your soul. And yes, she will be guiding you. And it does make perfect sense, doesn't it? When you realize how the circle of life works, it all fits in. It's like that jigsaw puzzle. What happens when we go from one life to another, to another, to another? That's exactly what happens and how it happens. How do I know this? Because I've lived several lifetimes myself. I've seen it, I've experienced it. So yes, this is why when I tell my stories the way it does, suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, that makes sense. I can so relate to that. Why can you so relate to it? Because it fits in. So yes, definitely. So explain oneness. What is oneness? Oneness is spirit, right? We are one on earth, we're all different. Spirit, right? We are one on earth, we're all different sizes, we're all different color, creed, religion, we're all different personalities, sizes, we're all different color, creed, religion, we're all different personalities. We can be male, we can be female, etc. But when we all go into spirit realm, There is no male, there is no female, there is no colour, there is no creed, there is no right, there is no wrong. There is just oneness. We are all just balls of energy. There is just oneness. We are all just balls of energy. Balls of energy. Selection of energy. Right? Energy that we don't have to see, we just feel it. How many times have we been sitting in a room and we maybe suddenly get this chill, but the chill doesn't last, it just there for a minute or two in the room, and we maybe suddenly get this chill, but the chill doesn't last, it just there for a minute or two and then it goes. Chances are that's somebody's soul, that's somebody's energy coming in and saying, just to let you know I'm here, I'm giving. That's somebody's soul, that's somebody's energy coming in and saying, just to let you know I'm here, I'm giving you a cool hug and then I'm disappearing again. We don't necessarily see it, but we can feel it, we can sense it. That's the energy, that's the oneness, right? That's not human form, it's not physical animal form. It's not the form of Rio. Even birds and animals, even Rio, when Rio goes into spirit, Rio isn't a parrot when he goes into spirit. He will be one of Rio. Even birds and animals, even Rio, when Rio goes into spirit, Rio isn't a parrot when he goes into spirit. He will be one big ball of energy. Invisible energy to the human eye, but invisible energy to the human eye, but energy nevertheless, because that is what soul is. It's energy, right? It's energy, it's vibration. What is our brain signals? Energy, vibration. Makes sense then, right? That a soul can tap in to our brain and to our thought process, and it can think for us. It can put thoughts there, right? Radio stations, tablets, phones, all radio frequencies, all wavelengths, all energy, right? So spirit can change a playlist, right? If you put a playlist on Spotify and you click shuffle, right? Spirit say, oh, got a playlist here I can play with. Tap, 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 tap into this frequency. I can just pick that song, and that song, right? Which is why if you had a playlist with favourite songs from our loved ones in spirit, so you might have your grand song on there, your dad's song on there, your auntie's song on there, you know, your great auntie, your great grand song, right? So you put it all on shuffle. And your great grand says, ha, right, there we go, there's my song. First song that comes out is your great grand song. How is that possible? Because even something as, you know, on a wavelength, such as Spotify, right, it's all wavelengths, right? And spirit can tap into any of those. If it's electronic, spirit can tap into it, right? Years ago, my fiance used to have a night vision camera, and he used to record paranormal activity. And spirit, he would catch many spirits on this camera. But the problem, spirit, he would catch many spirits on this camera. But the problem, right? And spirit can come along, and if there's more than one or two spirits in your room, those spirits can just attack your phone, and spirit can come along, and if there's more than one or two spirits in your room, those spirits can just attack your phone and drain the two spirits in your room. Those spirits can just attack your phone and drain the battery in about 5 minutes flat. Because they just tap into it, and it's almost like they plug themselves into the source to get more energy that energy then means that they can connect more to you. So they will plug themselves into anything that then means that they can connect more to you. So they will plug themselves into anything, right? So that they could have a little bit more energy on the earth plane to be able to connect. So that's kind of a long way about description of oneness, which I hope makes sense. See her, you might not even sense her at times, but she's saying she's definitely there. She's definitely, see her, you might not even sense her at times, but she's saying she's definitely there. She's definitely with you all the time, right? She says, just as you relied on her on the earth, right? She says, just as you relied on her on the earth, you can still rely on her even though she's in spirit, because she can hear and see everything, right? So she says, even if you cannot, she's in spirit because she can hear and see everything, right? So she says, even if you cannot hear her or see her, ask her anyway. And be specific. So if you wanted your Nan to give you a message, how would you like your Nan to give you a message? How would you like her to give you a message? Make it clear to her how you want that message to be received. Would you like your Nan to leave you a white feather somewhere? She'll do that. She will just drop a feather in your own home somewhere, right? How can a white feather just appear in your home? Spirit can put it there. You might say, Nan, give me a message in my dreams. Help me remember my dream when I wake up so that I can write down your message. She'll do that for you as well. But we have to ask them to do that. We have to be specific. We could turn around and say, Nan, get in touch with me today. Leave me a message, right? But that's too wide open. It's like, well, and your Nan will probably say, well, what's the best way of reaching you? What would you like me to do? Would you like me to leave you a white feather? Maybe you want me to pass on a message through a robin to sit on your windowsill. White feather. Maybe you want me to pass on a message through a robin to sit on your windowsill. White feather. Maybe you want me to pass on a message through a robin to sit on your windowsill. So we need to be specific when we want our loved ones to connect with us, and we need to say, show me your message, or give me your message. Our loved ones to connect with us, and we need to say, show me your message, or give me your message. And she will. And she will. Hello, Kelly. Yep, that's Rio. Hello, hello. Yay, Kelly's here. Thank you for subscribing, Kelly. Yay, Kelly gets to comment because she's subscribed. So I'm going to put Kelly on the readings list. So Kelly, you're after Colette. I might have known Kelly was in because Rio's going absolutely berserk. Did you see Kelly coming in? Did you? Did you see Kelly coming in? Get up on your perch. Get up on your perch. Yes, did you see Kelly coming in? Leo has let the cackling witch off. Honestly, I have got a little cackling witch in the corner. She's actually behind my device. So she's one of these witch dolls, and she sits, she's about my height actually, and she sits at the end of the table holding a crystal ball. And every time Rio does a certain squeak, she cackles and her eyes light up. Okay, so I'm just going to double check before we carry on with more readings that I haven't missed anyone that's just come in. So we've done Joe, we've done Kings, we've done Inez. Okay. So, do we still have Colette? Is Colette still here? Let me have a look. I don't see Colette on my list. I'll pick 2 angels for Colette at the end. So I'm going to go on to do Kelly. Thank you for the roses, Kelly. So Kelly, we have got unicorn and angel cards. Which ones would you like? Two angels for Kelly. Let's do 2 angels for Kelly. All right. I did wonder why Rio was going absolutely crazy. He must have sensed you coming in. Excuse me. Can we be a little bit quieter, please? Sensed you coming in. Excuse me. Can we be a little bit quieter, please? Can we be a little bit quieter? He knows it's getting near supper time, so he's getting all excited. Rio always gets like a sugary biscuit at supper time, so no wonder he gets all excited. Plus Kelly came into the room, so he always gets excited with Kelly. Oh, bless. Well, hopefully the angels can give you a little bit of guidance. I don't know what the weather's like with everyone else, but here in Scotland, it is absolutely Baltic cold tonight. I've actually got my woolly cardigan on, and Spirit keep trying to push my cardigan down. It's a nice cozy cardigan, and every so often I just feel somebody like going, no, we'll just take it off. No, don't bother. It's brass monkeys out there tonight. It's supposed to be spring. What's going on? There's so many parts of the country in snow and everything in the middle of spring. Come on. I want the heat and the sunshine.